Hello survivors, our family and friends. This is Roy from Bootsie Sweettarts Guide to Life and Other Disappointing Experiences with a fun video on this 4th Art Saturday video hop. This month's theme is summertime. Do you have any idea where I'm going with this? Well, stay with me and find out. Well, that was fun. Welcome to another 4th Art Saturday video hops organized by the Meri Atelier, whose link will be in the description box below, along with the links of all of the artists and crafters who participated. Please check them out. The theme this month was summertime. Wow, I have to tell you, it's my favorite season, no matter how hot it gets. And always has been. And when I think of summertime, I think of fishing and boating. I have always been at the water, and I can't remember a time when I didn't have access to a boat. But fishing is the most relaxing and funnest part of owning a boat for me. And for a long time, I've been wanting to try my hand at making a fabric fish decoration, and this theme just spoke to me, and I looked for fish decorations and came across this wooden fish on a stick. And I decided that would be my contribution to July's 4th Art Saturday video hop. Well, my plan is to make a fabric covered piece of wood fish on a stick. The first thing I did was to isolate the fish shape and print it out and cut out the pattern, and also to make some changes in the fish so that it would be a little easier to make with fabric. So at this point, I have no idea where I'm going with this, so bear with me. But here are the patterns that I made, and then I started manipulating and playing with them, and it just seemed to me to be easier if I simplify the pattern for the wood foundation. So I changed the fins, and then in the end decided to add them on after the wood piece is finished. So I cut the fins off, and then it occurred to me that I might need pieces if I want to have different colors, different fabrics. So I made a template of each section of the fish. Well, let me do it on the white so it's clearer, just to make it easier in case I decide, because I have no idea where I'm going with this, in case I decide to mix up the colors a little, so I can reconstruct the fish when it's done. Pardon me. Here we go. Now I don't know where the bottom fin is. Well, I did have it, but I'll use this one to show you. In the end, I decided to make it as simple as possible. And I found a piece of wood that happened to be the right size for the fish, height-wise, and just to cut it down to width. And I decided to send Bootsie down to the basement workshop and let them do all of the woodworking cutting, because that's something they like to do. Here are the foundation pieces, all cut and ready. This is all scrap wood. And I have a base which is 1, 2, 3.5 square-ish, a dowel so that the fish can be on a stick, and the fish. Now I want the fish to go this way, and I can cover up, because this side's going to be covered with fabric. These are holes from when it was used somewhere else. I'll cover up the holes so the fish will be sitting like this. Oh, excuse me. Is that my elbow? Oh no, it's the wood. So here is fishy fishy. Now the next part is to decide how to time for the orthopedist. The next part is to decide how to cover it. And what I was thinking was making something that looked like scales. So here's the plan as it develops. I have no idea how it's going to look, but I have a feeling it's going to be fine. I'm going to cover some of maybe all of the top of the fish with some sort of background fabric, just in case something happens and the wood is going to wind up showing through somewhere. I'll have some fabric. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Certainly around the tail. What's fun now, I just discovered, I have some great fin lace. It's not designed for fins, but this is going to be fishy's tail some way. I have to figure that out. And I have a bunch of this lace. I have a lot of this lace. And as I said, I want to make the fish look like it has scales. So I went online and found some templates for scallops. I had to adjust them and change them a little bit. And this is what I decided. And can you imagine cutting these out on fabric, drawing them? So we dusted off the old scan and cut and cut these all out. We're getting better at it, but we have a little bit of a learning curve for cutting out fabric. Some of the fabric I put a stabilizer on the back, that helped. There's a little bit of fraying. Then I covered the fabric with some Mod Podge and Elmer's glue to keep the fraying at a minimum. So this plan is something like this, and alternating, contrasting colors. We'll see how that turns out. the finish line almost. Approaching the last turn. The base is just a piece of scrap wood that I cut 3.5 inches, give or take. And what I did was painted it after drilling the hole. Well, I didn't drill the hole, Bootsie did. And painted the dowel a dark brown. There's green and yellow ochre paint colors underneath the sand that I picked up, craft sand that I picked up at Dollar Tree. And you know, of course, more is more. So I decided to decorate this as if it were the bottom of the sea. And nothing better than that than to get my mom's one of 5 containers of shells out and use them along with some other things. She went to Florida every year from New York to visit with my great-grandparents, her grandparents in Gulfport, the Gulfport St. Pete area, somewhere between 1939 and 1945-46. She would spend the summers there, and she'd bring back all these exotic shells that she would pick up off the beach. So what I thought I would do is decorate the base with some shells and things. So now this becomes the base for my fish. So this is my long-awaited fish project, fish on a stick. Thank you to Meri Abrams for an exciting challenge this month. It took a long time, longer than I really scheduled for. And again, it's like I'm running to make the post office before it closes. I'm not sure whether it turned out on the video, but I want to just explain the fins, the top and the bottom fin. I took a piece of pipe cleaner and I simply hot glued a piece of lace on either side, on both sides rather, of the pipe cleaner to give it some body so that I could glue it down. And to hide the pipe cleaner, I added a second layer of smaller lace, and I like the way it turned out. So it's very, very pretty. Thank you so much for sticking with this one. It's a different kind of video because I had to try to fit a lot into a short amount of time. So please check in the description below. Follow the hop. There are some very talented artists and craftspeople contributing. And as always, stay safe, stay smart, stay well, and bye for now.